Hello and welcome to the show. Welcome to Creative Emotions. Where you gonna get this motivation, this information, encouragement, transparency, and these good vibes. I'm here with co-host Chef Wilson on the relationship series. What's up, Chef?
You know, we're about to cook it up tonight.
All
Because you
right.
already know how I came in. So I came in with the hors d'oeuvres. So we're about to come in with the three-piece.
Okay, three course.
Yeah,
Three-course meal, just
I'm
kicking
gonna say
it.
three-piece, though.
Just kicking it. This is a live show. You can call in at 313-266-2811. I hope everyone enjoyed their holiday. Did you enjoy your holiday?
You know what? I was beyond enjoying it.
Okay. Nice. I enjoy mine too.
Now, I just looked at you because I was thinking of a word to place there. So when you enjoy something, it's beyond peace. It's beyond bliss. Mm-hmm. But actually, I sat down with my brothers and we had very good conversations,
Nice.
cigars. We cooked. We listened to very good music. So my weekend was, man, yes, it was nice.
Awesome. So my children, they gave me a little pass. They was like, we just want macaroni and baked beans. I was like, bet. Nah, that don't mean I throw down in the kitchen. They just don't want it. Now I let them go grocery shopping. I give them the money. I'll be like, here, let you guys rationalize. And here go a few coupons too, so you can see how that feel too.
Oh, no, Q. You seem like you throw down in the kitchen a little.
No, I do.
Yes,
Absolutely.
You have too
Uh-oh.
much love in your heart for that.
Cut that down. All right.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I throw down in the kitchen. Now they can attest to that, and my daughters cook. They know
Okay.
how to cook, so they good. But that's all they asked for. So I was chilling
You was
that
so-
whole day. I was laying around. My son come in my room like, "Ma, you just go lay here? Would you get out of my room, sir?" But we got 3 months left in this year.
Yes, yes.
We got 3 months left.
What we gonna do, Q?
Listen, I pray that this is the best 3 months of your life. I pray that your goals and aspirations come to fruition.
And don't hang around me because you're gonna get your mind blown.
Oh my goodness.
That's it with some goodness though.
Today's show is Social Media Monster.
Let's talk about this thing.
Social Media Monster.
Let's get it under control.
Lord. Social media has become a tool for a huge agenda, in my opinion. Division from each other, that's separation with the spiritual and natural aspects of life. I feel like a lot of photos that we look at are props. A lot of them are replicas of the real thing. And so even on social media, you can be scrolling and you see, somebody in this tropical little corner and they put it together. So it's good for us to, get into the elements and really see nature. But on social media, everything looks like, oh, this is what it is. And I just feel like, it's just a replica. But that's just one of the things with social media. All of us, whether young or old, have profoundly been affected by the differences and the changes in technology, just being able to communicate with each other. I don't think that people are emotionally, grounded for that.
No, they're not, and I agree with you. They're so focused on social media, they lack on basic communication skills.
Yeah.
And when I say basic, I mean basic.
Yeah, like the bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
People unleash the most passive-aggressive monsters as a way of dealing with problems. That's what's so irritating about it, the passive-aggressiveness of communication. Nobody is being straight up or speaking with compassion. It's just, this on the surface aggressive, but you ain't really trying to be aggressive, but you're trying to tell it how it is. And just, all this kind of stuff. It's producing social media monsters.
Absolutely.
People just doing and saying anything.
And I think people get very frustrated in a basic conversation when they're trying to relate this conversation to getting likes
Yeah.
on a post. And you don't get likes in a conversation. You get an opinion.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true. It's definitely, you getting all type of opinions, and we give people our opportunity to speak in our lives when we overshare. Mm-hmm. You're posting everything.
Hold on, you say when you overshare?
Overshare.
I like
I feel
that.
like that is a thing. Back in the day, it used to be streaks, And, you know, people use that. It used to drive people like, oh, I can't miss my streak. I gotta go check in. And, you know, so it was a constant going back, and you just hooked on social media. It made social media monsters with people not even paying attention, people getting hit by cars. It was so many things over the years that has, you know, accumulated to this. This didn't happen overnight.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it would take people on their own individual journeys to kind of look at this thing like, am I spending too much time on here? You know, I feel like it's a circus of time stealers. Social media, it steals a lot of time.
It steals a lot of time. Oh, Q, you know what? Your hair is fire.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Yes, I love it. So I'm going to get back to what we were talking about. But, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I agree with you 100%. I did a little research on some of the top 10 social media sites. But once I did a little further research, it's over 133 social media sites. So what that means that your attention is being divided all over the place.
Yeah.
You are constantly being influenced by someone's opinion, right? Which is going to lead in today's show. But I just wanted to start with that part. And Facebook being one of, I would say,
probably the top 5.
The top, yeah, for daily viewers, they have 85.69 billion viewers.
Wow.
And that was back in 2004.
Wow.
So you can imagine.
Oh, you can imagine now.
Yes.
Probably can't even say that number.
Yes. Second was YouTube. YouTube followed by 2.2 billion. I said billion, folks. I didn't say thousands, hundreds, right?
That's the world, Greg.
So when we take these numbers and you're supposed to be at work, raising your children, maintaining your marriage, that is a lot daily. How much time are we taking away from the things that we committed to be on social media? And I'm not going to shoot down social media because it is a way to grow business.
Yeah, for sure.
To share positive information. Okay? But when we look at the numbers, they're staggering. And that's just 2 out of 10. And we'll discuss the others.
Two out of the top 10?
Out of the top 10.
Wow.
And when I look at the number 10, which was Twitter, they're at 212. No, it was 217 billion.
Oh, wow. 217 billion?
Million, right? So when we look at these numbers, that's someone's absent from something.
Yeah. No, like seriously.
Seriously, your job performance. When we're talking about marriages, when we talk about raising our children, you're absent. You're absent. You are absent. So we'll get into it a little bit later. Q, I'm going to let you go ahead.
Yeah. The overuse of social media.
Because I want to go forward.
You good. Look, we let things flow, period. The overuse of social media detracts from authentic in-person interactions and prevent us from developing more meaningful relationships. So, you know, when you think about that, I know at one point guys were making fun of women for taking pictures of their food and, you know, taking pictures. I mean, everything. You just look at the spoon,
Doritos.
look at my plate, look at this. And it's like, wow, you can't even sit down and eat a meal and kick it and look somebody in the face and have good conversation without a person, you know, constantly on their phone or getting these notifications and they, you know, you checking them and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's like, I would say something about that. I would be very boisterous about that. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, because when I did research how it affects mental health, I had dated married people like that, right? And that was one of their pet peeves. But they turned around and did the same thing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So
people who...
It's addicted. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it can be definitely addiction. If people can be addicted to video games, they definitely can be addicted to
so how can you be
chasing a lifestyle or
yes,
looking for, you know, validation in a lot of areas.
So I did. I knew what today's topic would be. So I said, well, let me stay off of social media because I have an iPhone. And it'll tell you how much time you spend on social media.
Yeah, for sure.
And I said, let me see if I can do this thing, right? And without checking in. And I did pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You picked up your phone?
I did pick it up.
I did it before.
I did pick it up.
I logged out, though. I logged out of the devices, out of the apps. And then I realized how much I picked my phone up unconsciously.
Okay.
Because that's a real thing.
Because that was one of the, they had top 10 ways of kicking the social media addictive. And then they were like, well, turn off your notification.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Comment on something, and you won't warm her up. So, yeah. But I tried that today, and I said, wow, I have to work on that myself.
Yeah, it's a real thing. But we're talking about social media monsters, not the, your intake. That's not what this is personally is. So don't beat yourself up, but definitely be aware.
Yes.
But what we're talking about is taking the social media and it either driving you or you're driving it too much. You hiding behind it or you're doing things maliciously. So, it's a real thing. This can take people's lives over. I remember, having a conversation with somebody, like a whole argument ensued because the husband was not posting the wife. That's a real conversation in people's homes. Facebook, social media, period. Like it creates a monster.
I did research on that today also.
Creates a monster. Relationships are personal, yet people repeatedly decide to make the choice to deal with these issues on a platform, which may or may not get to the intended target. So a lot of times people just be, what's that called? When people subliminals, when people post stuff, and it's for you, and they hoping that it get to you, but they won't talk to you and tell you. That creates monsters, and then the whole world is in your business. And I've definitely sent some subliminals.
I tried to stay away from. I could have.
I definitely.
I really could have.
Over time. I'm not saying now I actively do that. I don't have to. I think I communicate effectively, but I used to. When somebody do this, and what I'm saying, I can't stand it. So it's like I don't know. Everybody's not upfront. It's okay.
That's okay.
A computer does not require cognitive or emotional involvement, making the interaction much easier pressing send rather dealing with it head on.
Yes.
That's what I mean by that subliminal stuff. You can just be like, and then you send it. You ain't even thought about it.
Sometimes they have, Q, because when I look at it, this past situations, when I was trying to communicate through text messages, it would be a pause there, but it wouldn't be a genuine response from your heart, from your mind.
Yeah.
It would be something you thought about, right? What would sound right in this moment, right? And it didn't help to bring closure to the situation, right? So then it becomes this competition on texting.
Yeah, which is never good because it never... it never speak how you want it to speak. Everything always get misconstrued with text messages. It's a little frustrating. It's like, just call me. But blocking and deleting people out of spite as a way of indirectly showing a signal of your feelings, this is creating a monster in us all. Like you just block. You just out of my life. And then you mad about it. You bitter about it.
You talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but you bitter about it. You feel a way about it. And so... is that really helping? Without talking things out at times and acting on impulse may turn a relationship to a non-salvageable one. So you've done all of this. Now you can't even salvage what really was a good relationship, but maybe a misunderstanding. Whatever the case may be.
Whatever the case may be at that point, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. It can be beneficial in a number of ways and can serve as a valuable tool to strengthen connections between people. However, if we use social media with ill intent, the negative aspects overshadow the positive.
They do, because when you look at the first attempt for social media, it was for to stay in touch with loved ones, catch up,
For sure.
past friends, and we've gotten away from that.
Yeah.
We've led into expressing our emotions, like you said, in relationships. And then we stepped another bound with it because it was a way, in a positive way, to grow a business,
Yeah.
right? To share something that may be inspirational,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's on the positive side of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not all bad. We're just not shooting down social media when we say social media monster. It's when you cannot make decisions or move forward in anything without consulting with social media.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and that's when it's an addiction. Anything that you cannot move forward with without validation from, it's an addiction. I'm sorry. It can be anything.
Definitely.
Yes.
But without the social media monsters, social media was really intended for connections, like you said. And so they posted this on www.cnbc.com. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like your scrolling habits. Social media is for building relationships, not just consuming content. So I quote, this is from the billionaire. He said, if you're just sitting there and consuming stuff, I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but it generally isn't associated with all the positive benefits you get from being actively engaged on building relationships. And this is what Mark Zuckerberg said in his last interview. Again, you can get that information on www.cnbc. But the issue comes when people develop too much of this dependence on social media, on it's an unhealthy connection. So some people cannot live without social media. Zuckerberg claims his goal is not for people to spend more time on the internet. Rather, it's to make everyone's time on the internet more engaging and interactive. So,
and
we're talking about social media monsters.
And, I agree with you on that.
That was his words.
That was one of the things I came across. And then I did a www.onlinebachelordegree.com. They discuss how it affects the hiring process if you're looking for a job. Because people are looking, folks, at your social media page.
They are.
Right?
They are.
And they're saying how right now, according to research, it's at 34% employers are looking at
34%.
34. And you may say, well, that percentage is low, but no, it's very high.
Yeah, that is.
That is very, very high, right? And they're looking at your posts, right? So you have an interview, but see, you have an interview before the interview.
That's how people are operating. So people may say, oh, I live away on this page, and then I live a certain way on this, and that's too much to be keeping up with.
Yeah, they're looking at you on your vacations. They're looking at you, how you communicate through your relationships, because they'll ask you, how do you problem solve? And if you have a problem on the job, and you say one thing, but then they're looking at your social media, and you going
and
in.
On there going in.
You going in on your wife or your husband, and you going in, and they're like, okay, this is truly how you handle it, right? So, like, when you got the people out here and they're playing a victim and they want everybody on their side, so you're posting these things. So if in the near future you're looking at advancing in your employment, people are looking at how you actually problem solve, not what you say.
Wow.
Right? That's I think it's called media footprinting, right? It never goes anywhere.
That's true.
Right? So when you're looking to share this with someone that's going to share it with many people to discredit someone's character, you're sharing it with your future employer.
Wow. Oh, you just had to put that out there?
I had to put it out there.
You're sharing it with your future.
Yeah, because I experienced it.
A lot of people are experiencing bullying. Cyberbullying is real. I think it has taken on a whole different role. People are thinking about the follows when their skin is not thick enough to really handle enough backlash or negativity. And so this is negatively affecting people. Like, check on your children, check on your young people, check on your aunts, check on your uncles. Because if they can't take nobody saying nothing to them, but then social media has no cares, that stuff is affecting people, and they start downing themselves and their self-worth, and I don't have this many followers, and people, this and that, and we just putting too much, and that creates the monster.
Absolutely. And I looked at that today, and they said the suicide rates are alarming
Yeah.
among youth because of the bullying.
People
right?
are cruel.
Self-esteem is down. And you have to keep in mind that they're still trying to find themselves. So
Definitely.
when the statistics look at it, it was more into youth.
It was. I got over 74% of teens were involved in the self-harm or suicide
Absolutely.
situation. And that was in 2021. So that was
Yes.
during the pandemic. So I'm sure that number has increased.
And it's funny, Q, because when I did my research, most of my research, it was anything recent was from like 20 or 21. So I want to see what the numbers are in 22 moving forward.
Listen, this is something we need to look at to kind of, put a stake in the ground.
Absolutely.
I don't know what we need to do, but shoot, if the power go out like it did back in August in 2003,
oh, man.
people going to be running around here pulling their hair out, honey. They ain't going to know what to do. These kids going to say, go outside. They're going to be clutching pearls.
I remember that.
Do what?
And that's when I first started my smoked barbecue mac and cheese on the grill. So I made use of it, right? But you're absolutely right. What happens, and I think we all have experienced this, when it was a pause or something in social media, Facebook, you couldn't get on. People was having a fit.
It was going crazy.
And look, people would text me like, something wrong with your Facebook? I'm like, oh, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Just that quick, like, I can't communicate.
Yeah.
What, I need validation.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I can't live my life.
My victimhood is in jeopardy here. You know what I'm saying? I can't build on my business. I'm serious.
Wow.
So what happens here?
It did go a little left.
And we're going to laugh about this. And
it's serious, but it's like, wow.
Yeah. One thing I've learned in life, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't move forward.
Yeah,
See,
for real.
And we got to be real with this because, like what you just said, what if that happens? We're in a pandemic for over 2 years. What happens if it's a glitch and you're not able to communicate on social media?
Listen.
I just said the top 10, but overall it was 133 social media sites. If you're not able to check in, yes, how are you able to communicate?
Yeah.
Right? Where's your mind at? Do you need that much validation?
Yeah, it's really a time to do some evaluating yourself. And those statistics that I got are from Barks 2021 annual report. And we have to look at, are we addicted to these things? And I have just a few common signs of addictive behavior, and this could, in fact, go for, your time on social media as well. Spending most, if not all of your free time engaging in the behavior, which is on social media.
Absolutely.
If you're spending most of your time on social media, again, these are signs of addictive behavior. So you can kind of, look at this toward social media. Continuing despite negative or harmful consequences. Mm-hmm. And so when people are in really, I would say, critical stages in their relationship or failed relationships or marriages or things like that, you incriminate yourself over and over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Doing one thing, saying another, saying one thing, doing another. So continuing to do this despite the negative consequences, that's addictive. Yes, at that point.
I came up with the same. You're absolutely right.
Neglecting your responsibilities, work, parenting, to spend more time indulging. When I was in Vegas, I went to the pool. I spent a lot of time at the pool just being. I was reading, I was chilling. But she was literally running around the pool with her toddler with her phone in her hand. Like, literally, like, running, but wait.
Couldn't let the phone go.
Could not put the phone down. You're at the pool. This little baby went and grabbed a whole, one of them, the flotation devices. This baby had to be like 3. This baby took it, slung it in the pool. It went over somebody's head. The ladies over there, they chilling. Then the baby jumped in the pool. Literally jumped, like, boom. So now the lady like, oh, like, now she got to jump in the pool. So you're neglecting your responsibilities. And that's not to say she was on social media, but what's on your phone that important where you can't
place the
be
phone
right
down
there.
and rescue with you. Absolutely.
Yo kid on the ziggity boom too. Like, I'm at a pool and I want to get in the water. So I just, I see stuff like that and I'm like, dang. Like, wow, we're slowly, separating from reality. Feeling like you have to engage or can't cut back. Again, these are just a few signs of an addictive behavior.
Yes.
So you can look at that, as we're talking about social media.
What side was that, Q? Because it sounded like one I pulled too. What side did you pull that from? Because I want to share it with the audience,
some of these,
but like the one that I did also.
Some of these are ones that I put together, but feeling lost, anxious, depressed, or panicked when you can't engage in this behavior. Difficulty focusing on anything else, and withdrawals when you try to cut back. You could be snappy. It's a few things that can happen when you are used to doing this and, you not, or you trying to stop. And so you going off on people because you can't get your fix.
No, you got an amazing mind because, and I'm going to share the site I got that from also. They were talking about that in anxiety. And you're absolutely right. And people, this is something that they did research on and people are actually experiencing in this age we're in right now, right?
Yeah.
But it's become the norm. It's become the norm.
That's true.
Being overstimulated by social media. I remember the time, and I'm 55 years old, and I remember when the TV went off and everything shut down, but now it doesn't. So we're being overstimulated.
Oh, right? Yeah, it was a
with
time.
With someone's thoughts, ideals, whatever, and it went into physical and mental health for use. What they're experiencing right now at this time because they're being overstimulated, not proper rest. And then I did research when it went into obesity because people are sitting more while they're scrolling.
Oh, my goodness,
no physical activity, right? And then they're engaging in energy drinks just to stay up throughout the evening, right? And they know they have to be to work in 4 hours, but they're still on social media, and they feel like they have to engage with the happy birthdays or my condolences.
Oh, yeah.
Or congratulations.
Oh, my
right?
goodness.
And we all can relate to this, right?
Definitely.
So we have to look at this thing. So on the social media, this monster, it's something that's fearful. It's out of control. I'm not talking down on it personally, but I say, we just have to gauge it in moderation, right? Because it is positive in so many ways. I did research how it affects marriages.
Yeah.
And it used to be infidelity. Now is social media. It's at the top.
Wow.
For divorce rates.
The top?
It's at the top.
Wow.
It's at the top.
That's crazy.
Private
people that you don't even know or talk to for real. Like, your home should be your number one place where, that you should be pleasing.
Yes.
But it's like you got to put on for the gram or for the for your city.
You're right. For the gram, I say that. we
gotta be careful, man. This is a real thing.
Absolutely. And that's why even with your platform, I know lots of time we say we're life certified, and I think that's a very good place to come from. But I know, just like you, Q, I take my time and do my research on what I'm sharing because I know people are listening, and I know you do too.
Yeah. And his experience too. Just
yes,
we can say we definitely have seen ourselves in some of these things that we talking about. Like I said, I cut my phone off, or I took off. I logged out because it's easy to just go to your phone.
So what do you mean when you logged out of what?
So I log out of Facebook. So you go to the corner to the right where the little 3 sticks at, and then you scroll down and say log off.
How long did you log out for?
I probably did a day that time.
How'd you feel?
I know that I unconsciously kept grabbing my phone, so I knew it was an issue.
Okay.
Like I'm consuming too much time, and that's why I encourage people and I push being in the now. And like nature has been my thing. That's where I've been drawn to, sitting out on my hammock or just being outside or just being in the silence. I feel like that's more rich than scrolling or looking at any kind of content.
And that was my next
For me.
question, because I replaced with writing. What did you, other than the things you listed, what did you replace it with? Because I want to share it with our listening audience. I started writing more. I go to the dollar store. I have so many pads.
Yeah.
And I actually just start writing, right? And I replaced it. Other than the things that you just listed, is there something else you replaced it with?
I replaced it with speaking only the things that I want in my life. And so if I see something, that's negative and I feel it, I know I learned to listen to my body. I learned to gauge, what's pulling me and the thought that I have after I read it or how it's affecting me. I'm noticing all of that. So just being aware of your body, being aware of, what affects you different ways. If it's a lot of sadness, that's too much, is consuming too much. And so I noticed that, when I'm like, okay, like this is making me really sad. I don't think we notice that because we think, oh, this is just an emotion. Yes, it's an emotion that we put on ourselves knowingly. Like you watching, I personally cannot watch another black man getting shot. They keep posting them. It keep happening. And I understand. I cannot watch another fight. It does something to my heart. I can't watch another one of our sisters dragging the other one, kicking their face in with this anger that they trying to take out everything that they done been through in their life out on this person. Absolutely. I can't watch another video. So I learned to replace that unconscious grabbing my phone to, okay, I don't like the way this make me feel.
Okay.
So just being conscious of how things are making you feel when you're looking at it and start shifting, changing it.
Okay. Thank you. Because likewise, I replaced it with, I did go to the dollar store and I brought me a bunch of pads. So I do a lot of writing, right? So when I'm logging off on social media, then I start working out. I started doing my walks, right? I started concentrating more on whatever your purpose and gift is. So I practice on recipes because everybody know I love to cook, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be different for everybody. Or I may go in the garage and work on my truck, right? And I said all these things were here before social media.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the things that were here before social media.
For sure.
And get a balance here, right? Let's think about this thing.
Using your downtime different. Because that downtime, you be like, I'm just about to lay back and kick back. Shoot, I done my duty for the day, and I'm just going to scroll, and I'm just going to look. But it's like, really look around and see what you could be doing in your house or with yourself,
Yes.
Doing something, a project you started, didn't finish, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really need to use that downtime a little different.
Yeah, we do.
So I've just been trying to be conscious of it.
And these are just suggestions while we're talking about this topic for you, because we're talking about it, but we also want to give you some ways to take a break for a while. Give your mind a break. Give your mind a break. Seriously, your mental health and social media is a very big thing. You being, and listen what I'm about to say, overstimulated by someone's opinion, right? It's hard for you to make decisions without likes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this thing, right? You have a gift in you, and when you're raising your children, listen to God, what he's telling you to do with your children or your marriage or with yourself. You don't have to log in for someone else's opinion or what to do.
Definitely.
With your life. However you plan on loving, whoever your lifestyle is, whatever you want to do,
It's like, nope, I gotta put it out there.
No one has confidence with their decision making.
Their decision making, yeah.
It is just, I've seen people with broken marriages, and I experienced this, but I did not respond back to giving a whole experience on social media for what?
Or
validation on, or trying to rescue your perfect image of your life. We have to stop this thing.
That's real good. That's real good.
We have to stop this.
No. You said rescue
the
perfect image. On your that was good.
you already know how I go.
Listen, that's for real.
That's for real.
Because you done had it all together. Listen, When I'm up, I'm up. When I'm down, I'm down. When I'm
That's
sad, I'm
it.
sad. When I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. And that's
Not
the
at
most
all.
freeing that's the most freeing way you can live. Don't worry about what nobody else is saying. It's your life. It's not affecting nobody else. It's like, should I wear this today? Should I wear these earrings or these earrings? Should I wear this hat or this hat? Should I wear this or that? Like, dang.
Look, let me tell you
We
something.
can't do nothing.
We can't do nothing. And we all, Q and I always say we life certified. You know, at one point in my life over the last year, it was like two pit bulls fighting, right? Mm. But me, I came across as calm as putting mustard on a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? And I was not doing anything but sharing the point of my life that's brought me through. And when I look at social media, just to recap on this, we've gotten so far away from what it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And when I look at the numbers of how many people view daily, wow, you know, my hat's off to the strong people who prevail beyond that.
Yeah.
And
I
like
mean, some people it's their livelihood. So I get it if that's the case.
I give you a pat on the shoulder for even logging off in the course of a day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I can't log off because I can't even remember my password.
So you can't.
I'll just
You
keep
ain't
the
gonna
boy
be able
on,
to
right?
get-
So I got to get to that point, Q.
Oh,
However,
what? Okay, yeah, you're going to have to change.
yes, I can. However, today's show, Social Media Monster.
So with our last couple of minutes, I want to speak about regaining control.
Yes,
And what
Can
that
I share with them?
what that look like.
Yeah, go.
Absolutely.
All right, sis.
Start looking at your usage on social media sites. You can go to your settings
Yes.
and it will show you how long you've been on each app. And this is just self accountability because at the end of the day, in the beginning, that's who you have. You have yourself. You can tell a friend, remind me. You know, you can put it in your phone can die. You can do all of these things, but you have to be accountable for you. And if being on social media is creating a monster in you, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we're encouraging. We're talking about regaining control, because at some point control was lost when we cannot put our phones down. Turn off the notifications on your phone, your laptops, your computers, your desktops, whatever, tablet, anything, whatever you have, turn off the notifications. All you got to see is one little thing with an exclamation mark. You like, oh, I got to look at that comment. You know, or don't post something that just might take off. That's overwhelming to me. Like, I had one post that got like 14,000 views and people was commenting and liking it. It's like all these likes. That is overwhelming for for me to keep looking at that. Like,
Is your IG photos?
No, I was. Lord,
Yeah, I had to mess with
it
you.
was a video that I posted, but it was like, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But people want, like, I know, I get it. People want that, but just for me, it was just like, wow. Become more mindful of the why at the moment. Mm-hmm. So when you're on social media, what is the reason that you're on? Am I using this as a distraction to avoid something else that needs my attention? Mm-hmm. Am I bored? Am I being petty? I mean, you know, a lot of times people go on there just to be petty. They got fake pages. I seen it with my own eyes. Somebody had a fake page and posted something just to start some stuff. And it was like, it came right back on the person, like quick.
Yes.
So you got to be careful what you're doing. You got to be careful with the seeds that you're sowing, you know, on social media. And I'm talking about regaining control. Mm-hmm. If you're not experiencing joy, close the app and focus on the present moment. Taking steps to control consumption before it consumes you. This stuff can consume people to the point where they have no life in them unless people breathe it into them. I couldn't even imagine that being my life. But less time on social sites equals more time to be social and experience new sites.
Absolutely.
You have a few?
Yes.
We got 5 more minutes.
And, that's what I love your mind, because the things that you share are the things I was going to share. So I'm going to go back to the ones who remember before social media, get back to that, right? Mm-hmm. When it was a time where it was nothing to share, right? Mm. So you had more time on your purpose. You had more time for praying, right?
Yeah.
And you had more time to invest in your family, because it was nothing taken away from the times that we have that we should be developing in our homes, right? And for those who are a little bit too young for that, talk to the ones that are a little bit older than you, and they're going to share it with you. Talk to them about, what did you guys do before social media?
Yeah.
And they will tell you.
Right.
Right? We enjoyed life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Right? People were more confident, to me, right? Insecurity levels were a little bit lower. Okay, validation, we really didn't need it at that point. Mm-hmm. So I would like to say, before social media, the ones who are old enough, go back to that. And if you're not, talk to the ones who were, right?
Yeah.
Spend more time writing than scrolling, right? I asked one of my good friends, Naisha, I asked her, I said, so what's your purpose in life? And we talked about that, right? Spend more time chasing your purpose than likes.
Yeah.
Right? Or opinions, right? On something that you posted. And if you take a little bit more time off of social media, just put the phone down. Because the phone was, and it's good for when we have children and we want to make sure that they're safe. Mm-hmm. Okay? So other than that, put the phone down.
For a minute.
And look, I'm doing it right now. Just slide it on over there for a second. Right? Seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe get a phone in your home. Right? Because most people
I don't think people do that no more.
They don't do it anymore.
I don't think people have phones.
However, they got packages
We
where you can get a phone in your home.
Phone, yeah.
Right? If you're saying it's for emergency purposes, turn your phone off sometimes. Get you a phone, get a package.
Yeah.
Where your mom, if she's a little bit older, your kids are away to service or they're in college and you're concerned about the communication factor, get a home phone. Do what happened before social media.
I don't know, honey, because these grandmas and grandpas is on the gram, the Insta, the Tik, and the Tok. Okay, they rolling around on the ground, and
so we have to reverse it. And I see that, and I laugh about it a lot.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if they'll tell us. They might think this the best thing smoking, getting all this attention, being older. I don't know. But.
So this goes back to that. So we got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Don't seek out so much validation, because if you think about it, God is blessing and validating you through your blessings, right? Not people, not likes.
Right.
Okay? So let's get back to that, really. And I really mean that. So turn the notifications off, like Q said. That was one of the things on the list. Mm-hmm. And sit down and I would like to say meditate a little bit. How much do we need validation on things? And how is it quite making your life better?
Yeah. How
is your likes making your life better? Because the last time I checked, I got a bunch of likes, but I still owed $136 on DTE. It didn't decrease that.
Oh, yeah,
my car insurance was the same.
Right.
I still got paid the same at my job. Okay.
So this is just being aware.
Being aware.
That we are not becoming social media monsters.
Absolutely.
Again, this is less time on social sites equals more time to be social and experience new sites. New sites.
I know.
Just look up.
Wonderful sites. Amazing sites.
Just look up. Listen.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I pray that this has been help for somebody, or just some encouragement, or just a little laughter, or just some entertainment. But whatever it is, we want to encourage you. Do not allow these devices to take away the main device, which is you.
Absolutely.
You are the main device. You are so powerful in all that you are. So I just want you to be encouraged in that, and meet us here next week. And don't be late.
Don't be late.
Peace. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Stay on social media.